In case you were wondering, Gina Carano has lost her damn mind.
Cyberfrog 3 is live right now on Indiegogo. Link in the description below. Hi everybody, it's me, Ethan Van Sciver. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro's Secrets. I'm a 30-year veteran of the comic book industry if you don't know me. I worked at DC Comics for 20 years. I love Gina Carano, and I'll tell you, Gina Carano, I consider her to be a cancel culture martyr. Somebody who stood by her values, somebody who was canceled viciously by the biggest corporation, the biggest entertainment corporation in the world, at their lowest point. I mean, Disney is absolutely at their nadir right now, creatively, politically, and we need to make them pay for it. We need to make them suffer. I'm doing my part. I'm one of the guys who used to have a YouTube channel that focused mainly on Star Wars. I'd go to the store, I'd go to Target and Walmart, I'd buy lots of Disney Star Wars product, I'd bring it home, I'd review it. If I didn't like it, I'd slam dunk it into my garbage can, I'd set it on fire, I'd cut it in half with scissors. If I liked it, I would actually keep it. So I do have a couple of Rose Tico action figures still, because I just love them. But I had to stop after Gina Carano, who was being pressured and bullied by her peers on The Mandalorian. She was Cara Dune on The Mandalorian, to start exhibiting completely unnecessarily her pronouns on her Twitter page. She thought that was stupid. I do too. It's clear she's a woman. She doesn't need to say she, her, as if to distinguish herself from a tiny, tiny, tiny fractional minority of humanity, trans people. She doesn't need to do that. None of us do. And I think it's brave of her to stand up and just say, nah, you know what? That's a silly trend. I'm not going to be a part of it just to satisfy peer pressure and groupthink. That was strike one for her. And then they really ousted her because she retweeted commentary that suggested that there was so much political hatred being generated by our media and our government, encouraging us to otherize Republicans. And not just Republicans, but just each other in general. And she pointed out that this was what started. This is what led to one of the biggest historical tragedies of all time, the Holocaust, where the government and the media encouraged people to see their Jewish neighbors as not human. They stripped them of their humanity. They dehumanized them, and it made it much easier to liquidate them. It made it easier for you to close your heart to human suffering when you don't see your political enemies as human at all. Gina Carano rightly pointed this out. She said, we're going down a really dark path right now, and Disney ridiculously, and all of these SJW weirdos on Twitter all accused her of minimalizing the Holocaust. These are the people who call Republicans Nazis, and they're telling other people that they're minimalizing the Holocaust. I protest. I don't think that's true. I think they're projecting. And Gina Carano, of course, did nothing wrong at all. And in fact, the Holocaust Museum, their official Twitter actually tweeted the same exact thing. So clearly they agree with Gina Carano about that. So it was kind of odd. It was weird. When they fired her, which they have every right to do. You know, Disney can fire anybody for any reason, but on the way out the door, they called her tweets abhorrent, which I personally found to be exactly that, abhorrent of Disney, to destroy her life, salt the ground underneath her so she'd have difficulty working anywhere else, for expressing views that most normal people agree with or can at least understand, right? We got to be able to understand each other. So Gina has basically been working hard, trying to work sort of in the indies, kind of like I am. I was canceled at DC. I'm working on my own indie projects, even now, working on my own indie projects here. So I admire her, and I wish for the best for her. Now, she's been mostly quiet about all of this until this week. A South Park episode came out, which completely kind of exposed Kathleen Kennedy, mocked Kathleen Kennedy, and satirized her as somebody who panders explicitly to minorities and marginalized people. Gina Carano used that opportunity to just come out and absolutely blast Kathleen Kennedy. She says, This is the part where Kathleen Kennedy demands any YouTubers get censored off of YouTube for sharing and laughing at this hilarious episode. She'll have YouTube disable the thumbs down option because of the ratio she'll receive. Then she'll have her publicist ghouls make sure Variety and The Hollywood Reporter run hit pieces about the South Park creators and their families, smearing their names through every useful idiot she has under her thumb who would sell their soul to work for Lucasfilm. Wow. She'll activate her online mob to repeat that the South Park creators are racist, bigot, transphobes, and demand the South Park creators publicly apologize by only using words she approves of. And finally, she'll demand they subject themselves to a re-education course of 45 people in the LGBTQ community Zoom call to sit there and listen to how badly they got their feelings hurt all over a little boop. She used the word boop, like she put those up as her, she put beep boop bop or something like that up there as her personal pronouns. That rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So we know what she's referencing here of a South Park episode. But maybe the jig is up. She says maybe, just maybe, the jig is up. Amazing. Fantastic thing for Gina Carano to say, because basically she is saying the cause of cancel culture, at least where she's concerned, rests squarely on the broad horse-like shoulders of Kathleen Kennedy. So it's wonderful. Now, people hear the truth, okay? Like Gina Carano actually pointing the finger of scorn and accusation where it belongs. And she would know, right? And then SJWs and leftists like this clown, whoever this is, support. You can always tell they're a leftist because it's like they can't just put their name. They have to put some cause. They also support some symbology, whatever's current and hip, whatever it is. They'll put that after their name on Twitter. So people say, how do you know that somebody is an SJW? Almost always because of that, right? But Gina Carano comes back now after somebody called her crazy, after one of these guys called her crazy for this, and she responds. And that's why I'm doing this video today, because of her response. I think she's been harboring a lot of anger, and I think she's been keeping it inside. I don't blame her. I mean, I think what happened to her was absolutely terrible. What happened to Gina Carano is everything that I personally want to make my life about fighting. I want to make it so that, people who get canceled from the comic book industry for their politics can still make comic books. I have no power over any other media at all, but that's what Comicsgate is all about. Gina Carano says, do you always call a woman crazy? Yes. Oh, no. Oh, she goes on from there. Just because she has had more first-hand experience than you and says something that you don't like or understand. You don't understand. Bit misogynistic, don't you think? Tisk tisk. Curious if your overlords pay you, or do y'all just go ahead and shove your whole head straight up their ASS, that's a naughty word that we don't say on YouTube, for free. I'm guessing for free. Might want to come out for some fresh air. For some added context, not just for you, but for the people reading, one of the things your overlords asked me to do was unfollow certain accounts because they, quote, said bad things about Kathleen Kennedy. Wow, here it all comes, spilling the tea. That's amazing. So, basically, Disney told Gina Carano that they monitor our social media. These people monitor social media. They monitor Twitter. They monitor YouTube, and they tell their employees to unfollow those accounts that criticize Kathleen Kennedy. That is unbelievable. What an amazing thing. Gina Carano finally letting that out there, letting people know that fact. That is so thin-skinned and ridiculous of Kathleen Kennedy. She said that was a huge red flag for me, rightfully so. Oh my gosh, Gina, thank you for this. Thank you for this info. If I were the head of one of the most powerful entertainment companies in the world, I would know that haters come with the territory, but and that maybe the haters are expressing their thoughts because they actually care, and caring is a good thing because as long as they care, well, hey, we still have something to work with. Maybe we can win their hearts back eventually, and maybe they do have some good things to add to the conversation, which they do and did. And at the very least, they're still buying the product. Look at Mando season 1. Boom. The healing had begun. 100% agree with that. Like, as somebody who was pretty much disillusioned about Star Wars following Rise of Skywalker and, of course, The Last Jedi and Solo, I still wanted to believe. I tuned into The Mandalorian season 1, and it was wonderful for a Star Wars fan. we all kind of came back to the table. I think most of us did anyway. And we're hopeful that, with Jon Favreau in charge, things might change a little bit. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, a little creative freedom there, the two of them. Dave Filoni's, a little bit of fanook, but Jon Favreau, he was kind of steering him the right way, and I really think that was good stuff. If you are a good leader and you learn how to embrace and communicate, not dictate in silence and demand, your actors and directors unfollow and shame more than half of your fan base and the people who have stuck with the franchise for decades. That's us, guys. Side note, don't say the force is female and then allow only the men to express their political views online. In fact, just drop the ridiculous phrase completely. One of the problems your overlords are having now is that they've made a lot of people completely stop caring about one of the most beloved franchises in history, all by bullying, pushing aggressive agendas, and trying to silence the people criticizing them. This is awesome. I can't believe she wrote this. This is incredible. How are they able to tell stories they don't understand when the ones they identify with are the Empire? They're literally trying to squash the little guys, the rebellion. No wonder the storytelling is struggling. Wow. So we are the rebellion. I am Luke Skywalker. No. I want to be Obi-Wan Kenobi. I want you to be Luke Skywalker. That's amazing. That is awesome. They fired and dehumanized people like me who did absolutely nothing wrong. All the virtue signal to people like you, the yes men. But yes men, unfortunately for you and them, do not drive culture. Maybe they were banking on the kids picking up the slack, but one of the best things about this franchise is passing it from generation to generation to share. The competition is too high to throw out something as valuable as that. Why would one generation pass it on when you've disrespected and thrown them away? Whew, this is awesome. Your overlords tried to hide behind the two opposing fan bases fighting each other instead of taking responsibility, so they encouraged the hate, all whilst virtue signaling that they're standing up for minorities, but instead using them as a shield and a weapon. Funny enough, just how our government works. Yeah, poor Rose Tico. I feel like they used Rose Tico as a shield and a weapon. Really turned her life upside down. And I don't know if she knows that she was victimized in that way. I don't know if she blames the right people there. They definitely used her to attack the fans. Didn't work on me. I just love Rose Tico. They think people will forget, and yes, maybe they will. But for this moment, they have heard the people's voice and it shook them. They're choosing to stick with their weak leadership who couldn't handle YouTubers saying mean things online, when all it would have taken is a true leader to step in, take the reins, spelled reins wrong, Gina. There's no G there. Take some responsibility, stop discriminating, apologize about the things that they've been doing wrong, step completely out of politics, be truly inclusive, and they'd be back in business. But until then, they're stuck. They're stuck with you, the yes men, and they're plummeting stock. Stuck with you, the sissies, the cowards, the weirdos. I'm not saying I'm right on all fronts, but I am open-hearted and refuse to discriminate based off powerful people telling me how to think and act. And if there was something I needed to apologize for, I would have in a heartbeat, but I didn't say or do anything wrong. People come up to me daily and shake my hand and thank me for taking a stand, even people who think differently. One thing is true, good leadership makes for a better world, leading to healthier and happier people and better opportunity. Look around. We are watching the devastating effects of what bad leadership can do worldwide. Boom! Gina Carano. What a hero. Absolutely amazing and true. Packed with information about what went wrong, what led to, look at this. Look at what her, just a little growth in the concrete here between the cracks. That's what this is. Yeah, things can still grow, despite these this environment that we find ourselves in. Gina Carano is awesome. I appreciate this and understand. It's like I'm a fan. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I have been my whole entire life. It hurts me terribly to not purchase Star Wars product and participate in Star Wars, but I can't do it because of these people who I consider evil. And I think South Park, this new South Park episode, opened a lot of people's eyes, and maybe there will finally be change. We've been hoping am presaging the destruction of everything that Kathleen Kennedy has done, hoping that she'll go away, hoping that she'll be fired, hoping that she'll even retire. Just please leave. I mean, in God's name, Kathleen Kennedy, please just leave. Like, you have ruined Star Wars. You've ruined goodwill, the goodwill of your fan base, your long-suffering, long-term fan base, for a new flippant, shallow fan base that just wants to see characters that look like themselves. They just want to be in Star Wars rather than escape and enjoy the world of Star Wars like normal people do. Leave, Kathleen Kennedy. Just leave already. Go. You know, I mean, everybody's predicting that you're going to go because in a rational, insane world, you would have been gone a long time ago. If this world made any sense, if this was based on anything, about art, creativity, about the, sustenance, long-term survivability of a $5 billion. They paid $5 billion for the Star Wars franchise. If that were actually important to Disney, you would have been gone out on your flat horse-like ass a long time ago. But instead, you're still here, still persecuting 50% of the fan base, still pushing around your actors, still making them behave in immature ways online to punish those of us who are calling it like we see it. Shameful. And again, Gina Carano, thank you. You are not crazy, but you... like me and like many of us, are trying to make it in a world that has completely gone batshit insane. And, it's a good thing we have each other. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. I read all your comments. I do. I miss talking about Star Wars. I miss making Star Wars videos. I think about it all the time. I'm hoping that, one day soon I'll be able to do that again. But some changes have to be made over at Disney, and I think it's good that they did get rid of one of these guys, the guy who was trying to make it so that parents had no rights over their children's education in Florida. I'm glad they got rid of him. But yeah, there's a lot more changes that need to be made, and actually just apologizing for what happened to Gina Carano would be huge for me. Be absolutely huge. I don't know what that would cost Bob Iger to do something like that, to just come out and say, you know what, what we did, what we said about Gina Carano was wrong. That's it. The way we let her go was wrong. That would be great. I would really appreciate that as a fan, so maybe they could consider that, and I think that would help a lot of people. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please go check out Cyberfrog. Cyberfrog is my independent project. It's what I've been working on, all caps comics. You can look at any of the links below in the description, go over there and back the comic book, or go to our eBay store and order product that already exists, and we will ship it to you within 24 hours. Start reading Cyberfrog. I think it's a really cool book. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Thanks, everyone. See you again soon. Follow All Caps Comics on Twitter, or X, or whatever, at CyberfrogHD. And be sure to check out all our links in the description below.